Hi, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to do an interesting debate, okay? The topic up for discussion is I can't say it. Well, was Mao just a chill guy? And so putting the definitions down before I go into the debate then. What do I mean by chill guy? I'm going to define it as like a genuine person, so like someone who genuinely believes that the actions that they're doing are right, and a kind-hearted person at the same time. So someone who thinks their actions are going to genuinely be for the benefit of everyone and are coming from a position of, I call it innocence, but you know what I mean. So that's the discussion basically. I'm not saying was Mao good for China even. We're discussing Mao's as a person. Was he a chill guy? And so with that groundwork put down, we're gonna go into the two sides of the debate, okay? So in terms of arguing, this is something I never thought I'd have to do. In terms of arguing Mao was just a chill guy, I think his background does some heavy lifting here, okay? So Mao grew up in a rural China to a peasant family, okay? So in terms of his early life experience, he was an underdog per se, just like the chill guy mean. So that plays in, okay? And so the first argument that he wasn't just a chill guy, I think this actually comes from his ideology. And so Mao's ideology, he was a communist, but it was a peasant-focused communism. He saw the conditions in China, and he argued basically his ideology was all about, getting these massive peasants. It was about getting them a voice and getting them protection basically. And so if we're trying to define who was a chill guy, I think, whilst I'm not saying from an economic standpoint I agree with it, I think the land redistribution, introducing an 8-hour working day for the peasants, protecting them from the landlords, I think you have to say that by definition makes Mao a chill guy, these things he's implementing. So that's the first argument. I would also argue, initially, on that note, the 100 Flowers campaign is definite evidence of Mao being a chill guy. His idea with the 100 Flowers campaign was that they were going to let 100 flowers blossom and be at different thoughts, different perspectives on issues facing China. And there are many people who argue that he genuinely was after debate. He wanted to hear from the people of China on how to improve China. And so you have to question, if he was if his only interest was power and consolidating his position, it seems like a strange campaign to launch, doesn't it? And so there are some historians that feel that Mao's 100 Flowers campaign was a genuine attempt to listen to the direction people wanted China to go into. And so once again, I'd have to say, initially, with the idea itself of the 100 Flowers campaign points towards him being a chill guy. Throughout the period of his rule, minus a few years, there was generally an improvement in health and life expectancy. And so I have to point that towards him being a chill guy as well. He rolled out programs of mass vaccinations for people in be it urban and rural environments. The life expectancy increases. He improved sanitation, and he actually introduced a system of rural healthcare. They were called like the barefoot doctors. But for many of the really rural villages, the peasants, it was like their first proper chance of having any sort of access to healthcare. So once again, he's getting a chill guy point for that one. And then finally, I think quite convincing argument as well. I think Mao's intervention in the Korean War points towards him being a chill guy as well. Because from his point of view, he was trying to protect a communist neighbor and also just defend the integrity of China as he saw it. He couldn't have America bordering China. We'd had up until now the century of humiliation for China in which the Western powers had been, quite frankly, abusing the country. And so I think it's just Mao standing behind his beliefs that he was going to, protect national interests in China. And so I'm going to give him chill guy points for his role in the Korean War as well. And off the top of my head, I can't think of any other reasons why he's a chill guy, but drop it in the comments if you can. Switching over then, the arguments he was not a chill guy. a lot of you probably picked up on this when I was mentioning the 100 Flowers campaign, but immediately preceding the 100 Flowers campaign, we had the anti-rightist campaign, in which he takes hundreds of thousands of people he saw as like counter-revolutionary, and he kills some of them, imprisons others, has others sent to labour camps, and basically cracks down on many of the people that did criticise him initially. And this one's widely debated, basically. Because, as I mentioned earlier, some historians think it was a genuine attempt. Other historians think it was an outright trap. If you agree with that side, that the 100 Flowers campaign and the anti-rightist campaign was always a trap, well then we can't call Mao a chill guy, can we? So he loses chill guy points for that. I have to take chill guy points. Such a dumb thing to say. I have to take chill guy points off Mao for the Great Leap Forward as well, okay? So Mao's idea of taking China from a pre-industrial society to an industrialized nation in one giant leap was a pretty ridiculous idea, basically. It depends, Western historians push it higher, Asian historians lower, but between about 15 to 45 million people die as a result of the failings in the Great Leap Forward. It was the largest famine in history, I believe, in which literally millions starved to death. And the problem is that on the back of the 100 Flowers campaign, it's accepted for a generation or so, basically, that you can't criticize Mao at all, basically. And so no one is willing to tell him that his policies aren't working. And I've seen people debating that, it wasn't Mao's fault because no one was telling him. But the reason I'm taking the points off him is because he created a system in which no one could criticize him. If you're running a country, you'd want to be hearing about problems, wouldn't you? You'd want constructive criticism. But he's in a situation where he makes a bit of an echo chamber of his government, basically. So he loses chill guy points for that. And I'm going to take chill guy points off him as well for the Cultural Revolution of 1966. The idea behind this basically was he got the young people. He encourages the young people in China to launch almost what is like another revolution, basically. They form themselves into groups of Red Guards. And he says it's up to their job, it's their job to purge counter-revolutionaries, basically. He argues that the party is becoming almost too capitalistic. Having stepped back after the Great Leap Forward from politics, the country has largely been run by Deng Xiaoping and, I forgot his name, Liao Shek. I'll get back to you on that one. But the two of them basically running the country, and they were reversing many of the problems that had affected China in the Great Leap Forward, basically. And there are a lot of historians who argue that the Cultural Revolution was used not to purify the party, not to get rid of these capitalist elements, but just because he was jealous by these up and coming politicians, basically. And both of them were taken out of the picture, and Deng Xiaoping was internally exiled, while the other chap, once again name's eluding me, died in custody, basically. So he's taken off chill guy points because he's not trying to revolutionize the country or fix the party. He uses these campaigns to whack opposition, basically. So losing chill guy points for that as well. And so, I could keep on going a bit longer, but trying to keep the video under 10 minutes. Yeah, so those are the reasons why he loses chill guy points. So, in conclusion then, was Mao a chill guy? I think it's one of these ones. When it comes to his ideology, don't misquote me, I don't support his ideology. I respect the roots that he came from a poor background and wanted to make what he saw, the problems he saw better, and I can respect that, the initial ideology, okay? So there is elements of chill that, but I think every single thing he does afterwards, with the exception of the Korean War, loses him chill guy points. I always think he loses sight of what, same critique of as with Chiang Kai-shek, he loses sight of the three principles. And I think many of his actions are more about consolidating his power than protecting the well-being of the Chinese population in general. And so for that reason, I was no spoiler there, I'm going to conclude that Mao is not a chill guy. As much as some people, much as Redditors would like to think he is at times, no, I have to conclude that that is a negative. Anyway, wild title there, but thank you for watching. As always, any other crazy debates you want to see, drop them in the chat and we can discuss.